What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, rocking with me. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's morning time where I am. Good fresh air coming through, so I said, let me go ahead and make my daily video. Hopefully, to cause somebody to think, somebody to ponder and consider, because that is the intent and the motive of my channel. I think I'm gonna title this one, "This Game We Call Life," or "How to Win at Life," something like that. In the days that we live in now, kids don't really go out to play like they did for those of us who was raised as outside. So we might have been born in the 70s, early 80s, and we grew up as outside kids. Um, playing baseball, basketball, football all day, not coming home till the street lights come on, stuff like that. Today, most games that kids play is going to be done on the PlayStation or whatever other system that they come out with, which still has rules, but we understood competition. They've kind of eliminated that in more recent years because they don't want to make nobody feel bad or feel some kind of way because they're a loser or whatever. Everybody's ultra sensitive now, so you kind of got to take competition away and give everybody a trophy for just showing up and doing nothing. You can show up now, 6 years old, pick your nose on the team the whole game, and at the end of the season, you get a trophy, and your mom and dad's all proud, and you really we really didn't want you on the team anyway, but you can't say that no more because people gonna get offended. Like I said on here for right now. But growing up as outside kids, we played games that we had to understand the rules and what it took to win. We knew what winning meant. If we do this, we win. If we don't do this, we lose. And we had to understand it. I played baseball. That was my primary sport. After 9 innings, whichever one of us had the highest score, even if it was just by one, we win. If it's tied, we continue to play until somebody scores. Whoever scores, once the home team gets to hit again, if the score don't change, there's the win. Football, pretty much the same thing. Basketball, same thing. Soccer, same thing. We understood this is what it takes to win. I was thinking about games that we don't even play no more outside. I remember a game, shout out to those of you who remember this game. Remember the game Red Rover? Red Rover, Red Rover. Send Professor X on over. And the purpose of the game, for those of you that don't know, you start out, everybody got a team where you're lined up and you're holding hands as tight as you can, and you're facing one another. So it might be 7 people over there, 7 people over here. You're facing one another. The team would yell out to send somebody over. They would run as fast and as hard as they could and try to hit the hands of the team that they was running to break through, so to speak. You want to break through. If you break through, then you get to pick one of the people whose hands you broke through. You take them back to your side. So your team will gain one, the other team will lose one. Obviously, if that continues, you're down to one person and the game will be over. If you did not break through, then the person running had to stay on the team that they came from. I mean, the team that they hit. So if they ran through, hit the hands of a team, did not break through, they were stuck to stay on that team. So the other team would then lose a person. So you wanted to use strategy. If you're calling out a name, you wouldn't want to call out Professor X to come over because he's probably going to bust through. So you're gonna use strategy. You're probably gonna call somebody that's not as strong, not as powerful. They can't bust through you a game of player. See how that worked? Tetherball. It took tetherball away. I'm sure because some of us mean kids was hitting the ball with a kid standing right next to us. just to watch the ball bounce off their head and getting a kick out of it. Especially I hate to be funny, especially Caucasian. I mean, I had Caucasian friends, so I was never racing out like that. They get their face could turn. You could see the redness on their face. More than a darker skinned person. So you hit that ball, praca, and next thing you know, it's all turning red. We used to get a kick out of that stuff. They took that away. But tetherball, same thing. You got to know what to do to win. Wrap that thing around the pole. The one that wraps it all the way around, that's the winner. In life, we're taught from middle school, high school. This is what it would take to win. Study, graduate, go to college. That's what they told us when I was growing up. It may have changed now, but my demographic on here is mainly people that grew up in my era and before. Study, do your test well, your homework, make good grades. Hopefully you can get a scholarship. But if not, go to college. And if not, go to trade school. Get yourself a career. Get married. Have kids. You'll be successful. That's what they told us growing up. You have that image in your head. If I can just graduate, if I can just graduate from college, if I could find me a wife, if I could find me a husband, when I find me a wife, she need to be fine. If I find me a husband, he need to look good. I need to have 2 or 3 kids, 5 or 6, whatever. Get my careers, our careers, retire 20, 30 years. We're successful. We have won at the game of life. But think about it. Now that we are of age, maybe you in your mid 40s, you have a great career, never been married. The thought may come through your mind with the great career that they told you would cause you to win. You have it, but you don't have a husband. You don't have a wife. Did you lose at life? Maybe you in your mid 40s. You've been married 3 times. You divorced from that one. You dating now. Did you lose at life? Maybe you graduated, never could go to school, never went to college, got married. Maybe the spouse passed away. Did you lose at life? Maybe you graduated, went to college, had a wife, had 3 kids, and one of them became a junkie. No, see, they didn't tell you this. They didn't tell us this when we was in school. They didn't tell us what life really was about when we was in school. Most of the stuff I learned in high school, I never had to use again once I graduated. They didn't really tell us how to win at life. They just said, study hard, graduate, go to college, get a career, have a family, and you win. And then you do that, and things begin to happen. So now you have to challenge, teach Professor X. Now you have to challenge in your mind, what does it take for me to win at this game called life? I told you I had a family member last year, a cousin of mine who unalived himself. Mom and dad, same parents all his life, been together all his life. And when he unalived himself, I wonder if my aunt and uncle ever consider to have a child that would unalive themselves. I wonder if it passed through their mind, are we winning at life? He obviously thought he was losing, so he checked out. But then I wonder if the minds of the parents say, are we winning? And our retirement age, have we won? Maybe you 45. I'm just using that number middle age. You got 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. Great career. The kids are all polite, decent, orderly children. But you made some poor mistakes growing up. You may ask yourself, did I lose at life? Because what they told me it took to win, I'm missing some of that. It's just something that I wanted to throw out. This game that we call life, that nobody prepares us for when we're in high school and we're in college. What they tell us we're supposed to look for, what they tell us is the secret to success. We realize once we are in it, it's really not the secret to success. You can be in your 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, have all the money that you can never use, be in a nursing home one day, and have 3 kids who never come visit you because relationships was not a priority in the pursuit of money. And here you are, possibly getting ready to check out of life. 3 kids, grown kids, have the ability to come see you anytime you want. Maybe they live in the same town, but they won't come see you because relationships was never a priority. For me personally, winning is relationships that are in my life, particularly my children. That's what will mean the most to me at the end of my life, to know that I have 2 kids and they love to come see their father. That's how I will know, regardless of how much money I will make in this life, regardless of the type of house that I will ever live in, the cars that I will ever drive, dogs that I will never have because I don't want none. But what's important to me in this game called life, I will feel that I won. And maybe everybody individually have to determine what that's going to look like for them. But for Professor X, it's my children loving, respecting, and honoring me enough. That relationship staying intact enough all of these years that in my ending days, if something happened and I'm forced to go into a nursing home because I'm no longer able to take care of myself and don't want to be a burden to my family, that every once in a while my children will come in and see me. This game called life. What's the rules? How do we play it? What does it take to win? How do we know if we have won? In tetherball, once you wrap it around the pole, that's the winner. In Red Rover, once you've taken all the players, that's the winner. In baseball, whoever's winning after 9 innings, that's the winner. Basketball, 4 quarters. Football, 4 quarters. In life, how do we know that we have won? Money doesn't mean you've won. Pretty wife, pretty husband, it don't mean that you've won. Let's talk about it in the comments. This game called life. I'll holler at y'all.